Sup, Ryu here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I didn't make it too loud or too low. Anyway, I got some dual replays for you. I've been dying to get these out there, spellbooks. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I know the deck profile is not on YouTube, for when I'm about to use them, I'm going to use it in duels, explain it, then go to the deck profile. I feel it's going to be a little bit better change. Also, since tomorrow is Halloween, I'm going to bring you guys ghost tricks. So fucking ghost tricks for Halloween. I mean, there'll be other goodies, but ghost tricks are going to be on the, the basically deck and duels to basically take hold of that. So anyway, I'm using Spellbooks. Been requested quite a while, and I wasn't ignoring it. I just couldn't I just couldn't get it to work. Excuse me. And I've been trying and trying and trying, and finally, I don't know what clicked this morning, but I got it to fucking work. So this is the first game. It just basically, this is to show you, for in case you're new to it or just been a while, just again some basic combos and what you want to do. So Justice of Prophecy is gonna let me search out that High Priestess and the Wisdom. So basically, when I drop High Priestess, Wisdom can protect her. Here comes this thing, and this thing is Witch of Fate, and basically when your opponent special summons a monster, you can remove from play one monster with question attack from your graveyard, and then basically destroy a special summon monster. So I saw that, I'm like, okay, so I am not going to be dropping High Priestess right now until I get that off the field. Just take it out from there. So I have not two High Priestess yet. I have one High Priestess, one Ryu, one. So I can't use it just yet, but here I'm just doing tons of searching. I'm going to go for that Spellbook of Power just to get an extra search, because I like extra searches. The thing's got 0 defense, so easily ran over. Get the Spellbook of Secrets, and then I have it for next turn to get another search because I played Reckless Greed, so it's good follow-up play. And basically, this is Pendulum Spellbooks. Pendulum Fortune Ladies. There's the tower going off. We're gonna get power again because power is just fucking amazing. We're gonna play the power on Justice. Justice is gonna get us another High Priestess, and get the Master, because the Master power. I'm gonna use the Master to copy Enter T to get the Spellbook Secrets back from my remove from play pile to my hand. There goes that Spellbook. That Spellbook. The High Priestess. So, in this case, if he could do anything, or she, whatever the case may be, then lock down by Fiendish Chains, and then go into double High Priestess, and then depending on draw. Yeah, it would have gotten really stupid really quickly, so that's the first part. Let's go into the second. And this one's actually the last duel I've played, so I remember it the most. And this is against Hunders, and I didn't realize what it was, but a good chunk of the game I was being locked down by my opponent, and you'll see why. A lot of people already know how to deal with spellbooks, so you have to basically know how to deal with them counters. And one of those counters is a 140 of the card deck, and I'm not salty about it, but jeez, man, jeez, just the 6 card being Thunder King Ryo, like, damn it. He slaps that Thunder King on the field. I'm like, I'll Spellbook and fade it face down. Chain that Lance. I'm like, oh god, no. Oh no. This is going to suck. And it honestly did, because, well, I can't get the search here. I did because I didn't want to take light point damage. I didn't know how long I could draw this game out. I was trying to draw it out as much as possible. Here comes that Grand Spellbook Tower effect. Give me that Reckless, which is going to come very much use. Here comes the Spellbook of Power. Hopefully it's nothing face down that I don't have to worry about. He has the Book of Moon. I have the Spellbook of Wisdom. Since it's not like Lance, it's going to allow Spellbook of Power to still retain its use. So still going to have that 1,000 gain. Jump over that Ryo, get my search. And then main phase 2, just take the search and start, setting up for the following turn. And basically just get the Master. Now, some of you are going, why would you go for Master? Is mainly because I knew I was getting 2 cards in my hand. And I was like, alright, I can use Master and then do stupid shit. Here comes Mahunder into Kage to Kage, into Vylon Prism, into Thunder King, into Thought Ruler Archfiend. And that Thought Ruler Archfiend is just so beast. So underrated. So beast. We're going to have a new series for underrated stuff. I top deck an MST. I'm not going to use them. I'm going to put the secrets back. Gonna go for the High Priestess. Use the Priestess effect. Pop. Go for the Spellbook of the Master. Copy effect. Get secrets again. Use secrets to get Blue Boy. Use Blue Boy to go into something totally different. I forgot what the hell I went into. Go for another secret set up for the turn after because I'm playing double Reckless Greed, which is going to put me at 7 cards, but I don't know, what my situation would be here. I top deck Raigeki. I'm just going to play it at 3 and just punch in the face. Now, following this turn, I do make 1 misplay, but it's okay because it's not, it didn't cost me the game or nothing. But it is something to reflect on for the future. Here he plays Dark Hole and plays Spellbook of Wisdom, protecting High Priestess. He has that BLS in hand. I think some of you can instantly see where this is going to end up going. I composed the BLS thinking there was only 1 dark, forgetting that Dart Ruler Archfiend was a thing. He's going to banish it out, not going to attack into he's going to banish it. Lucky for me that he banished it, because now I could just jump over his BLS, and you'll see how in a minute with that Spellbook of Fates, but I'm going to just dig through my deck for more stuff to basically set up for the turn after. So I'm just going to go for the High Priestess again. Use that Spellbook of Fate. Let's just get it all to field. Take 16 to your face. Take 16, and then from there, it's basically just get more search. So then Blue Boy will come out next turn. Hopefully I'll draw into one off the Grand Spellbook Tower. Hopefully. But he quits here, so that's going to be that game. Let's move on to the Lightsworn matchup, which was one of my favorites. Needless to say. Pardon me. Here we go. Okay, we're finally in the game. I'm going to try to make edits on this just to make it look a little better. So here comes the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. That's going to allow me to fetch out the Spellbook of Secrets. And then from there, play the Grand Spellbook Tower and do the Mastery to get another Blue Boy, because that Blue Boy is setting up for days. And my opponent is running, I believe, a 55 or 56 card Lightsworn deck, which God knows why I didn't realize prior to filming this that was actually that big, because this was this morning. And when I say this morning, it literally was like 8 in the morning when I was doing this. Excuse me. So here comes that Aaron into a Felice. God, the sack is real. And the only time I ever use those words is when it's against a 60-card version like this. Because, all honesty, if you're playing, close to a 60-card Lightsworn deck, it's pretty damn sacky. I don't think anyone could deny that. But here comes that Spellbook of the Master. Into the Spellbook of Power. That 3600 helped me jump over that Felice and get a double search going. And from there, I'm just going to grab a Tower. And I'm going to grab a Secrets. And then I believe I play the Tower. Nope, I don't play the Tower. I kind of regret not playing Tower here, because I'm not going to be using MST during this game, but still, it was something that I kind of overlooked there. He goes for Moonlight Rose Dragon, which is going to do something hilarious in a moment. Looking back on it, I'm actually glad I didn't do the whole, let's play Grand Spellbook Tower, because I wanted to play Blue Boy first. Pardon me. Priestess gets bounced. I'm going to bring it out again. So kind of pointless there. And just bring out the second one. I could Big Eye. I could Drago Sack right now. But I have other evil plans. I'm going to use the effect. Go for the Spellbook of Eternity. Go for the power play. Let's get that power boost going. Go for the Spellbook of Life. Just try to put some more damage on the board. I look at my extra deck at this point. Realize I did not have Daigusto Phoenix. Kind of just kicked myself right there. I was like, I could have won this already, son of a bitch. But I get him down to 1,000, so you know what, it's okay. So it still plays out pretty much the same. The only difference is I would have taken it this turn, but that Drago Sack. So that's something to keep in mind. Always make sure you have what you need in your extra deck. I figured, and this is looking back on everything, and I'm going to just show you the way it actually was in the duel, that I figured I didn't need Daigusto Phoenix. Here comes the Spellbook of Fate. I'm just going to get rid of that Judgment Dragon. He's going to chain Burial, thinking that Burial is going to stop the Spellbook of Fate. No, thank you, sir. You just put back stuff, and I still get it. So that's going to be GG, because he can't do nothing. And here comes against Duels, which I know some of you are probably waiting like, were you winning against? Okay, I had to put an edit there, because this freaking mouse, like onboard mouse, did not want to switch because I wanted to get onto my side of the field. It is against Shaddoll artifacts. Sorry about that for making anyone confused. Just a thing that happens. I'm playing vanities in this deck. I know there's a lot of discussion on whether or not vanities should be played in every deck. The reason I play in Spellbooks, mainly because all the searching, I could turn it on, turn it off, and it just slows down the opponent and protects me a little bit because Spellbooks are not really hyper defensive, I guess is the term I wanted to use here. And you can see right there, he's going to chain the artifact movement. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. The hell with it. I'm going to MST a back row. There goes the warning. There goes the set. Here comes the artifact movement. And then resolve and quits. Why in the world does he quits is what I'm still a little curious about. Back row, back row, back row. You have Shaddoll roots. I wouldn't be worrying too much. I mean, there's not much there he could do. I think the Falcon missed the timing is the main reason he quit, but it's still something else. It also just gives an example of the chain breakdown, why Vanity is still good in this deck and why it works. I guess I think that's the reason I saved it. This is against 6 Samurai, which pretty much is usually instant scoop if they drop Notoria Beast. So I think most of us would agree on that. So I get to go first, luckily. Here comes the Grand Tower into the Master. Into another blue boy, because I like my next turn search. That's how I am. And I believe he top decks, no, he does not top deck the Elder. He gets it up off the upstart into a reinforcement to the army. I probably would have played reinforcements first, then played the upstart just to deck them a little more. I'm going to MST that 6 Sam United because I do not want him getting draws. I was not taking the chance. And here he's just going to go for Notoria Beast. And he's going to run it over. There's nothing I can do because all spell cards face down, and there's really, at this point, no reason to play it. So I'm going to be leaning on my Grand Tower a little bit in my searches. I get High Priestess. That's not really going to help me 100%. I top deck a Fiendish Chain off that, and I'm like, yes. So he's going to Fiendish Chain my blue boy. That's perfectly fine. You can do that, sir. My Spellbook Magician of Prophecy does not care that you Fiendish Chain him. So here he's going to summon the Kageki, which I probably would have saved, but I Fiendish Chain his Notoria Beast, and it's an instant rage quit. I mean, it's not like you could just chain Compulse to your Kageki and then just have him for next turn, even though I Kageki field. It was a terrible situation. Anyway, here, let's go to the deck profile. Alright. Here's the deck profile. I even included a side deck, and I'm going to break every piece of it down, so 3 High Priestess, 3 Justice, 3 Magician of Prophecy. The 9 monster lineup is pretty much the most practical lineup right now because there's really nothing outside of a side decked Effect Veller, Flying Sea, Maxi to really be putting in monster lineup. 1 Raigeki, 1 Spellbook of Power, 2 Spellbook of the Master. I kind of wanted to bump it at 3 at times, but it's to prevent the dead draw of a Spellbook of the Master, you know, when you need in that top deck situation. 2 Spellbook of Eternity, 3 Spellbook of Secrets, 3 Pot of Duality, 2 MST may bump to 3 just because of Killer Forts coming out. 3 Spellbook of Wisdom, 1 Spellbook of Fates, 1 Spellbook of Life, 2 Grand Tower, 3 Reckless Greed, 1 Compulse, 3 Vanity's Emptiness, 3 Fiendish Chain. Vanity's Emptiness, not everyone who plays Spellbook will use Vanity's Emptiness. I like it for this deck. Because if you want to go a little more competitive, Vanity's Emptiness is pretty much near staple. And I know some people are like, well, it's just a hype train. In all honesty, I don't see it as a hype train, but I have a video coming out a little later talking about Vanity's Emptiness in this very situation, so I'm going to leave it for that. I'll put it to you that way. Extra deck is 1 Scrap, 1 Stardust, 1 Black Rose, 1 Arcanite, 1 Goyo, 1 Tempest, if you're wondering how I use those, Effect Veller and Decide. That's the only real way. Oh, I did have Daigusto Phoenix, but I don't know why I couldn't do it. Anyway, 1 Magical Hermaphrodite Heroine, 1 Dragossack, 1 Big Eye, 1 Downward Magician, 1 Daigusto Phoenix, 1 Succubus, 1 Herald of Sacred Light, 1 Gaichi, and 1 Armor Kappa. I really just like Armor Kappa. Pretty self-explanatory there. 3 Flying Sea helps in the Satello Knights matchup, tells them to go themselves, just saying. Also works against decks that are basically only Exceed based like my Chaos Dragons, in a way. 3 Effect Veller. Basically, it's not going to hit tool, but it'll hit pretty much everything else right now. It's just useful. It also gives me tuning. 3 Fairy Wind, I talked about this on Guide to Your Side. It basically allows you to slow down the Killer Fort's, pendulum plays. It's going to stop it in the tracks, and it'll take some burn damage. Also works against Vanity's Emptiness, or if I need to turn off my own Vanity's Emptiness, I'll put a little burn on my opponent as well. 3 Light Imprisoning Mirror, even though this does hurt me a little bit with Prophecy over there, just the High Priestess. Again, one of those turn on, turn off things, side with the Fairy Winds so I could turn it on, turn it off. Basically, it's just in case I need it. 3 Shadow Imprisoning, mainly just to shut down Shaddolls. But that's pretty much it for the entire deck and the duel video. I am sorry I made you wait so long for it. But, I wanted to get the duels in there too with it. I didn't want to just say, oh, here's Spellbooks, enjoy, because it wouldn't have been right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video as always. I am Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Peace.